Washington is deadlocked no more, at least on paper. House Republicans have just pushed through a $95 billion spending blueprint built almost entirely around one goal: funding President Trump's war with Iran, months before voters head to the polls in the midterms. The vote was razor-thin, 216 to 214. Only two Republicans, Thomas Massie of Kentucky and Warren Davidson of Ohio, broke ranks, joined by independent-aligned Congressman Kevin Kiley. Every Democrat voted no. This isn't just war money. The package includes roughly $60 billion for the Pentagon and $13 billion in broader national security spending, $12 billion in aid for farmers hit by tariffs, and $10 billion to enforce sweeping new voting restrictions Trump has demanded, stricter ID rules, proof of citizenship requirements, and tighter limits on mail-in voting. Republicans are using a legislative tool called reconciliation. It lets a budget-related bill pass with a simple majority. No 60-vote threshold, no risk of a Democratic filibuster. It's the same mechanism the GOP used to pass Trump's tax and spending cuts last year, and to fund Homeland Security's deportation push earlier this year. Fiscal conservatives balked because none of the new spending is offset by cuts elsewhere. Defense hawks argued the number should be even higher, and House members in competitive swing districts were nervous about voting to bankroll a war that's grown increasingly unpopular back home. In the end, Speaker Mike Johnson held the coalition together. Fiscal hawks accepted the price tag in exchange for a promise that the voting restriction provisions would survive into the final bill. Hours before the vote, President Trump traveled to Dover Air Force Base in Delaware to receive the remains of 4 American service members killed in the Middle East, the third such dignified transfer since the war began in February. Earlier that day, Trump issued a blunt warning to Tehran. Every time Iran fires on a ship in the Strait of Hormuz, the US will destroy a bridge or a power plant in response. That warning came as US forces carried out fresh strikes on Iran, with air defenses opening fire over Tehran. This bill's survival is far from guaranteed. Majority Leader John Thune says the Senate may simply hold the resolution rather than act on it, possibly repurposing it later just to avert a government shutdown at the end of September. Senator Roger Wicker, who chairs Armed Services, opposes it. He wants the full $1.5 trillion Trump originally requested for the Pentagon, not this smaller figure. And Senators Lisa Murkowski and Tom Tillis object specifically to the voting restriction provisions, which may not even survive procedurally under Senate reconciliation rules requiring every provision to directly affect spending or revenue. Senator Murkowski raised something with real constitutional weight. Does Congress approving war funding amount to Congress authorizing the war itself? Trump has never sought formal authorization for the Iran conflict. When Murkowski pressed Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth on that exact question during a hearing, he said he'd defer to his legal team. Not exactly a firm answer. Whether the Senate acts on this at all, whether the voting restrictions survive reconciliation's strict rules, and whether the authorization question resurfaces as the war continues. For now, the House has spoken. The Senate hasn't.